We're the Hunter Hill Honeys. I'm Allie.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Allison.
And this is our 4th year at the New Holland Kids Q. We've got Grand Champion twice and Reserve once.
Oh, today we're cooking chicken thighs, beef tenderloin, and shrimp tacos.
We're cooking the chicken for 2 hours, and then about 20 minutes for the beef, and then 10 minutes for the chef's choice.
We're cooking on an Onyx oven, the BBQ Guru.
bbqguru.com.
We're from Lansdale, PA, and we're 13 years old.
Hi, I'm Abby. We're the Smokin' Chicks.
I'm Alexis. I am also part of the Smokin' Chicks.
Okay.
We live in Norwood.
Norwood, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I've been cooking for 2 years now.
I've been cooking for 3. We're making beef ribs today.
Okay.
And we are making some kind of chicken. I don't know what
Barbecue
it is.
chicken and a parfait for dessert.
I'm Taylor. I've been cooking for 4 years. I'm from Pennington, New Jersey. I'm cooking beef short ribs today and skinless chicken thighs.
3rd category?
I'm cooking bruschetta today.
My name is Rachel File. I'm competing in all 3 categories, chicken, beef, and chef's choice. And I'm making chicken wings, steak, and sticky buns for chef's choice. I'm part of Christmas City Barbecue, and I'm competing under my name today in the kids category.
How many years you been cooking?
5, 6. This is Andrew, and I'm doing J&A's Barbecue. We're cooking chicken, beef, and steak, and we're from Ephrata.
Okay. And your team member's name is?
Jonathan.
Okay.
We are Abby and Ashley. We're cooking white steak today, and we are from Lawrenceburg, Pennsylvania. And we're cooking for 10 minutes.
You've been cooking for 10 minutes?
Like her. I'm Abby.
And I'm Emma Finnegan. Oh wait, I'm Emma. And I'm from Upper Township.
Okay.
I'm from Lumberton, New Jersey. And my team name is Abigail.
And how long y'all been cooking?
I've been cooking for 1.5 years.
Okay. And what are you cooking today?
Steak, chicken, and dessert.
What's the dessert?
It's marshmallows wrapped in that. I'm Amy and I'm Alyssa. I'm doing a take on s'mores. So the chocolate is going to be the brownie on the bottom, but underneath this is graham cracker crumbs, and then there's going to be a marshmallow whipped topping inside these.
And that's for the 3rd category, right?
That's for the chef's choice.
Okay. Now tell me about what else you're cooking.
I'm also cooking a steak for the beef category.
Okay.
And that is on the Bubba Keg.
Okay.
Here.
And here's your chicken for the chicken category.
Yeah, that is mine. She's cooking that.
Okay. And how long have y'all been cooking together?
Well, this is our very first competition.
First competition.
My name is James. I'm from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and I am cooking bacon chicken kebabs. And I'm going up against my brother.
What else you cooking?
Chicken, like marinated chicken, and injected and rubbed, and beef.
What kind of beef?
I'm cooking beef with a beef rub, and it has a Japanese sauce on it.
My name's Sam Vink, and I'm from Downingtown, PA, and I'm going against my brother, and I'm cooking. First, I'm cooking chicken that has lemon pepper and pork rub on it. And second, I'm cooking a steak
that has another Asian sauce on it. And third, I'm cooking a pineapple pound cake with caramel sauce on it.
What's up, everybody? Andrew and Adam. We're from, Holland, Pennsylvania originally. I moved to Warwick, Pennsylvania. We're doing chicken, beef, and Chef's Choice. We're doing barbecue chicken pizza for Chef's Choice. And should be good competition. There's a lot of good cooks out here, so excited for that. I think it's been 3-4 years actual competition. Been cooking since I was born, basically, because I'm from a very culinary arts family. So yeah, basically my entire life I've been cooking.
I'm Colin. We live in Lewis, Delaware. I've been cooking for about 4 years now. Today we're cooking chicken, beef, and Chef's Choice. And I will be preparing chicken wings, brisket, and toffee dessert.
I like number one. It had a good taste. It could stand on its own without any sauce. Very tender.
I liked number 4, the last one. It had a little bit of seasoning. It was a very nice flavor to me. I like mine a little spicy. Meat was tender. It's a good piece of chicken. I hope they keep cooking for competition.
Yes, I like number 4 also. The child did very good on it. It was tender. The sauce I liked very much, and I too hope they keep cooking.
Can I just say ditto? Everything, I think we're pretty well agreed that the 4th entry was excellent, superior, what have you. All of the entries were commendable. And, I'll look forward to seeing them when they start tasting their food when they're under the adult category.
The chicken was very good. The wing was nice and spicy, had a lot of heat to it, nice crunch to it, nice crispy, very well done. The 4th entry was my favorite. The skin was done exactly correct. It was paper thin, it was tender, it was juicy, and very flavorful.
I thought they were all very tender, tasty, they were juicy. My favorite was number 2. The presentation was excellent. They were all the same shape and size and cooked exactly the same. I think the children all did A+ excellent.
Yeah, interesting turn in. Number 1 was really tender. Number 2 was good. Number 3 obviously was quite tasty. Mine's all gone. And 4 was good, a little spicy, but also good.
Number 1 was so tender, and it was just had such a good beefy flavor. And number 4, the beef was spicy, but it had a really nice rib flavor.
This is where some of the differences in judging come, because I've heard my colleagues say number 1 was very, very tender. Mine is very, very tough. It's not the cook's fault. It's probably just the animal, that kind of stuff. You get that kind of stuff, but that's some of the things that come up in competition.
I thought number 1 was very tender. I could have used a little more, I think, in the flavor of it. Number 4 I thought was very tender, and the taste was very good for me. I mean, that's the way I like a rib. I thought that was very, very good. Number 3 was very tender. It lacked just a little bit, I think, on the flavor there. Maybe could have had, maybe a little more seasoning added to it. And the brisket was also very tender too, and very, very good.
Good. It's a big spectrum from dessert to appetizer to entree. I thought they were all unique and different at the same time. Very good.
Chef's Choice category. Everything was very good, very interesting, of wide variety. Thank you.
This is Chef's Choice. All of the desserts was very good, very imagination, very good.
All the kids did very, very well. My personal favorite, of course, was the parfait. It was very, very good.
I think everything was really, really very good. In fact, I can't pick out a favorite because they were all very good, well done.
Yeah, I thought the kids did a great job on Chef's Choice. Everything from that nice savory little shrimp taco. The bruschetta was good. The parfait was excellent. Great chocolate and caramel and flavors. And then there was like a little, almost like a puff dough pastry with cinnamon and sugar and apple and in the middle of it. That was quite good as well, with a little cinnamon topping on it. It's very good. Kids really did a really nice job, and the presentations were all excellent in this category too.
All right, how you doing today? My name is Tom Christine. I own a company called Smoke and Dudes Barbecue, and I'm also the Philadelphia dealer for Meadow Creek Barbecue Equipment. Today we're going to discuss equipment just a little bit, give you some of the ins and outs. Meadow Creek has been in business since the 80s, run by a complete Amish family, and they do a very, very good job on the barbecue circuit. They started out making chicken cookers and pig roasters. 6 years ago, we decided to get into doing the tank smokers, which you see here. This is a combination tank smoker and a chicken cooker. Let me open the door here. The chicken cooker is very unique to the Amish area anyway. You load the chicken in between the grates and then flip the whole load at one time. It's cooked over charcoal and wood. It makes a very, very tasty and a very nice presentation. We use these things in our catering business, and we also do them for competition. We have this one here for a competition this weekend. This is the 13th year for New Holland Summer Fest. We've been here every year since the very first one. Let's move back to the tank smoker here a little bit. Let's see, we'll go from this side here, I guess. Everybody's familiar with the tank smokers that are on the barbecue circuit. This is a reverse flow smoker. One good thing about the Meadow Creek equipment is everything is stainless as far as the racks go. It makes a very easily clean up. The stainless steel side shelves here make it nice. You can put your food on the shelf itself with it being stainless, not have to worry about a painted surface or anything like that. Very easy to keep clean. This year, one of the options we decided to do is the drip pan inside is stainless versus regular cold steel. It makes it a lot easier to keep it clean, and when you have a cold steel drip pan in here with a reverse flow, your heat comes from the back to the front of the smoker, wraps around your food and up and out the stack. That's why the stack is in the back on this style cooker. With that being said, you have a distance in here that gets very hot every time you cook. On a regular steel plated cooker, that plate tends to rust after a period of time because you can't keep oil on it. With it being stainless, that doesn't happen, and that's why we went to it, and it really is a nice option. It's been working out well for us. Walk to the back of the cooker. We have a warming box back here, which is really nice. These shelves can go up or down, whatever you want to do. What's nice is if you put it down here on this bottom rack, as long as you have that air gap in there, you can actually cook. We cook our baked beans in here, our grilled vegetables we'll keep in here, and it'll actually cook on this lower level. These upper levels will keep your food at about 150 degrees, which is a nice holding temperature. So let's say you get the chicken done first, your ribs aren't quite ready yet, you can pan it up, stick it in here, and keep it ready for your party. They have a nice big firebox. Nice heavy duty grate for holding your charcoal. And one of the features on the Meadow Creek that you don't see on anybody else's cooker is a slide out ash pan. So if you're doing a long cook, maybe a 13-14 hour burn with some pork butts and briskets, maybe about 3/4 of the way through the burn, you might want to replace your charcoal, put a good glove on, give the pan a bit of a shake, all your ash will drop through. You can take it out, dump it, put it back in again, new charcoal, and start all over again. It makes it nice. your charcoal doesn't get snuffed out by having too much ash in the pan. So it's really a nice feature. These snap handles are awesome. You can actually hear it click. There's no way that that's opening on the road. So real nice feature, and they do it all the way around the cooker. They also have a door on each side of the cooker, which makes it nice. And the racks will slide all the way through the cooker, so you can get a much better look at the stainless steel drip pan that's in there. So they have a nice sized wood box for any extras. Also, when it comes to Meadow Creek, you can pretty much customize whatever you want. If you want to put a pig roaster, a chicken cooker on the front, they also make a four bowl completely self-contained sink. You could have that mounted to the front. They make custom trailers. We did a 35-foot trailer last year for a fellow that was doing a catering business. We put a 250 tank smoker, a 120 tank smoker. He put a PR72 gas pig roaster on there and 2 chicken cookers. Complete sink setup, custom cabinets. These guys will pretty much go overboard for you, and they are strictly barbecue guys. So anything that has to do with it, they can make it for you. So I think other than the barbecue contest itself, I think Meadow Creek is probably the way to go if you're looking for barbecue equipment. Stop by and see us. You can give me a call on the phone or check out my website, which is Smokin' Dudes. That's SMOKENDUDES, BBQ.com. Or you can go onto Meadow Creek's website, which is meadowcreekbarbecue.com.
Okay. Is it sorting anymore? No, just go ahead.
Can critique or fix it up, Tom. I think that's plenty.
Okay.
Push that one up.
The first one was very good. I thought it was nicely spiced, not a whole lot of smoke to it. The second one was probably my best. It's had a nice smoking to it. It was very tender. And then the third one was also very tender and had good taste to it. But in some ways, I think the bacon wrapping overpowered the sausage, so I lowered it down.
Yeah, the first one was very good. It had some nice spice, some nice flavor, nice and tender. Second one was pretty close to just being that good. It had some nice flavor to it. The third one I didn't really care for. I thought it was, the bacon helped it, but it kind of fell apart a little bit, and I didn't really care for the third one.
The first one was my favorite. It had a nice taste to it. It wasn't very spicy, but just a little spice to it. The second one was had a certain spice that left an aftertaste in my mouth. The third one, I didn't enjoy that one. I wasn't sure what it was. It didn't seem like the outside was done. But other than that, they were all very good.
My favorite was the third one. I like the mix of the bacon and the sausage. And it was also the best presentation as far as the combination of ingredients. The second one was pretty much a commercial sausage with some sauce on it. It didn't show me much in terms of creativity. And the third one was interesting tasting in that they had the corn and black beans in the sausage mix.
I liked all three of them almost equally. The third one was unique in its presentation. I expected a sausage. Instead, it was sausage meat wrapped in bacon in a roll and then sliced. I wasn't crazy. It was a little bit heavy on spice. I think it was thyme that I wasn't crazy about. But it was very enjoyable. Good barbecue.
My number one was the third entry. It had a nice tender skin. Meat was fairly juicy, a little too much sauce. My number 6 was the first entry. It failed to achieve a bite through skin. It really didn't have all that much chicken flavor and was a bit dry.
My first entry, number 1, was number 1. Mine was done okay. I did find that the skin was a little bit tough to get off. The one that I didn't like was my 6th entry, was the 3rd one. Oh, I'm sorry, the 5th one, because of seemed to be overdone, and I didn't care for the sauce.
Okay. I liked number 2 the best. It was tasty, tender. I liked the sauce. Wasn't too much. I think my least favorite was number 4 here. Really wasn't too much taste to the meat, although it seemed to be a little bit burnt, and definitely the skin. I tried to bite into it, and it was much too tough.
You're on. I like number 3 the best, and number 4 was second. They were spicy, but I still got the flavors through it. Number 6 was different, and I like that one, even though it was little hard to get through the skin, but the lemon taste was a very different taste, and the smoke with it.
Okay, my particular piece of number 6, the lemon flavor was very strong, but it was also, my particular piece was tough. Number 5, it looked burned in the box, and it didn't disappoint. It was still very tough when I tried to taste it. Number 3 was the one that I thought had the best flavor, and it was moist and tender.
I think I have to agree that number 3 was the overall best. Number 5 was the worst, and I liked the lemon flavor of number 6, but it was a tough piece of chicken.
Shut up. Go with it. It's a secret to a good marriage, by the way.
You'll learn.
Just shut up and go with it.
You'll learn.
That way you'll get the man cave. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, let me wipe that off for me. I'm going to use that.
What is it? Sweat.
Time is it?
It's about 17 or 18 after.
Okay.
And real quick, that was the guy who did the challenge with me, the triple atomic.
Oh, is that right? How'd that work out for you?
It was different.
I'm sure it was.
Worst hour of our lives.
Now, come on, that had to like repeat on you later too.
Oh yeah, a few times. And we were going 1 for 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get the 5 in, which should fit.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, I got this one.
Man, I'll probably make a mess, so.
That's right. Yeah. How do you want me to do this? Push them up a little bit?
Yeah, kind
more?
of in the middle. So it'll be the 5 and then the 4, just keep them together.
You don't want to do any side things anymore?
Not gonna do anything on the side. Just.
And we're doing the ribs today. Okay, the number 6 was my favorite. It just had a nice flavor. It had a nice tenderness. But I'd say the worst one was number 2. A rookie mistake. It still had the membrane on it.
My pick was number 5. I liked it because even though it was smoky, you could still taste the meat, and it wasn't overdone with sauce. The least I liked was number 1 or number 2. They're about even. Terribly dry. Real dry. There was no juice. There wasn't no juiciness at all to it.
By far and away, my favorite was number 6. It had a nice balance between spicy and sweet. Definitely the worst was number 4. The membrane was still on. It was chewy. But, you know, for something that's so common and so usually barbecued, I thought the quality of ribs was just average.
My favorite was also number 6. It had good flavor and good tenderness to it. I thought it also had a nice presentation. My least favorite was number 1. And the other ones, they didn't really have a flavor that stood out, I thought. So they were all kind of the same, but I thought number 1 was a little bit dry.
My favorite was also number 6. It was well done overall and had good flavor. A little bit too sweet, but still very good. Number 4 was my least favorite. It was fairly dry, and the herb they used in it was overwhelming.
I'll start out with my least favorite, which was number 4. It seemed to be overcooked and dry, and had a flavor I couldn't put my finger on, but it overwhelmed the other flavors they was trying to get. I believe my favorite was number 3. It was just well done, and the flavor tasted like a rib was supposed to be tasting like. Thank you.
On appearance, I liked the first one, and I gave it a number 9 because it's the one I really wanted to taste, and it turned out that I thought it was the tastiest. The next one I thought was dry and flavorless, and I did not give it, and I gave it an average. I gave it 7s.
My favorite was the 5th one. They put 3 different cuts in the box, so it was very attractive. I thought it had a good flavor and was well cooked. My least favorite was the second one. It had a salty aftertaste to me, and also I thought it was overcooked. It was soft and mushy.
I have to echo that on number 2. I thought number 2 was overcooked, had a little bit too much creosote on the back end of it. But I kind of like number 6 in the simplicity, only so much that it told me what real pulled pork is all about. There is not a heavy amount of heavy sweet sauce on it. It was just pure pork and smoke.
This is why you have 6 judges at the table, because the last one, number 6, I thought at least my samples were like dust. It was dry and it was hard to even bite through, so I gave that the lowest score. I think as far as the best, I'd probably go with number 1, but I thought the whole plate was average at best. On appearance, I like it when I see someone spend some time to put a plate together and not just throw things together. And for the most part, everyone did that on these samples.
I also thought that number 1 was the best looking and ended up being the best tasting. It was a nice blend of sauce and smoke and tasted like meat. Some of the other entries I couldn't taste the meat. I think on the downside, I also was number 6. Seemed a little bland. I wouldn't disagree with someone that said that it was, tasty. However, the pieces I had were pretty bland.
I too liked the appearance of number 1. It looked very, very flavorful. I liked it. I actually liked, for me, the best one was number 3. I thought as a whole the entrants were quite similar. But number 1 and number 3. 1 for appearance and 3 for flavor for me.
I have to fix a dryness problem. It shouldn't be dry, but it is. Nice ring. No, don't set it down. Okay.
I wasn't going to. But you look like you were hesitating to bring it over. I want to see that smoke right. Can I get you to hand me a paper towel real quick? Just one section, that's fine. Thank you.
I think we had a variety of brisket, none of which was outstanding today, unfortunately. If I were to pick the best one of the lot, I would have said number 1. I like the burnt ends. It was cooked properly. Could have been a little dry. Probably the worst one on the plate was either this one or this one here, which appeared to be stewed. Or not smoked, it appeared to be actually, the best I can say is stewed. This was extremely tough, you can't even pull it apart. And these, although they had fairly good flavor, were completely dried out. That's about it. This one is indescribable.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this was the worst plate of brisket that I have ever had in my 4 years of judging. Numbers 3, 4, and 5 were all burnt. They tasted burnt, and they were just completely tough and chewy. The only one that really was presentable was number 1, that I could actually taste and had a nice presentation to it.
I know all of the teams work really hard to compete and to put a product out. This is actually the worst set of brisket that I've ever tasted as well, and I'm sorry. I don't want to point to any in particular because I know how hard all the contestants work, but it was sadly disappointing.
I did not care for number 4. It was really dry and super duper smoky. And I think my favorite out of the bunch was number 6. And it was a bit disappointing, but yes, it was a good try, but still disappointing.
My favorite was number 1. It had a good taste and, to me, a good tenderness. My least favorite was number 4. Taste wasn't very good. It was very hard to pull apart and dry. And number 6 had a good taste, but the tenderness wasn't quite there.
I really like brisket. Unfortunately, I didn't like this set. Of all of them, my favorite was probably number 3. Number 1, which a lot of people liked, had good flavor, but I couldn't pull it apart. Apart from everybody else could, I couldn't. Maybe I'm just weak. The rest of them were just frequently dry, frequently lacking in taste. sometimes a little bit overdone. I've had better brisket in competition before.
Wow. I want to bite.
This is so good, this stuff.
Yeah. I can't come right there.
Well, you haven't been there for a while. I want to know it's still there. Yeah. That thing's delaying really.
No lime in there? Yeah, I think it kind of brings it down.
Okay.
What, the fortune cookies? Yeah. Oh, man,
Got a little bit of color. Actually, I like the cookies.
Everybody loves fortune cookies. Yeah, you like the cookies?
I like the cookies. It's a nice contrast. Yeah.
Okay, the fortune from the fortune cookie is courtesy is the password to safety. Can we talk about a little about each one of them? The Chinese sandwich, it was a little dry, to be very honest. It wasn't overly flavorful. The apple pie was very nice, had a good taste to it. This was absolutely delicious. Bacon, a little bit of smokiness, the apple, and a delicious crust on the outside. Very nice and flaky.
The meat in the Chinese sandwich was kind of tough. The apple pie was good, and the crust on the other apple dumpling was just absolutely perfect.
The Oriental sandwich was interesting, though the meat, the pork was very tough. Both apples were good, but the number 3 had with the addition of the bacon and the extra apple syrup really made it very savory, salty.
I thought number 1 had no taste at all, and what it was wrapped in was kind of soft and mushy. The second one was a little bit better, but it was kind of dry. I could use some more fruit. And the last one was really good. I thought it was good. The apple had nice spice to it, and the crust was very tasty. And if anybody cares, I didn't get a message in my fortune cookies, so I'm really
The first one had no taste. It was very dry, had almost no taste. I had trouble biting. The second one, which was a dessert, I had to dig really deep in order to get the full flavor of it, which wasn't that great. And the last one was the best one. It was the most moist, and the shell was very soft, which was very good, and had a lot of good bacon in it. Otherwise, I had a great day.
Yeah, I thought it was a great effort. First item on the plate to me was the Asian duck. You could call it a taco, but it's folded over. It was okay. Not a lot of flavor. I would hope for a little more flavor, but a good effort. The second item on the plate was another apple tart. It was okay. Not a lot of flavor. My favorite item on the plate was the apple cinnamon bacon tart. But they did a nice job of combining those flavors, and you could also taste the smoke, and that's what it's all about. Thanks.
It's only $2.35.
Just popping by.
Yellow Jackets. That's pretty piece of meat right there.
That's all shoulder.
Yeah, I'm just going to use it for a base. Go in that pan and the bottom of it.
So you're also going to do a row of shoulder too.
Right.
Nice to meet you, man. Take care. Look out. They might ditch me. You never know.
Colleen, over here. Okay, now the bottom line. Yes, very, very.
You know they ain't gonna eat all that damn food them judges ain't back here, don't you? You know what they're gonna do with it, don't you? Put it in them coolers and take it home.
We know how much you love that too.
I hate that shit. I'll give them all they want over here.
A lot of teams have that same opinion.
So, I mean, I'd rather just cook an extra butt or something and give it to them for whatever they want to do with it than putting too damn much meat in the box.
Want these in?
Yeah, you put them in that. Damn ham's still hot. I'm gonna take this all the way there. I'm just not gonna cover up my marks until I get started. Got a cutting board. You can touch stuff with a pan. Pan? Yeah. Just grab one. Just for a full shoulder. Bring it over just closer to him. Work to it. There you go. Go ahead and get your parsley ready to go in the corners.
Mike, you gonna do the parsley in the corners? He's got it.
Ready to go. Good to go.
Get a wet paper towel, we can wipe the edges.
Wet paper towel.
Make it the top one.
Yep, that's right. How many rib bones we got?
Got 8.
Got 'em. How many judges you feeding?
6. Gotta have 6 portions. Got 2 there.
Just right there. There's a hold on that right now. All right, just down this
Bacon.
end.
Bacon.
Amazing how that comes out of there like that, ain't it? That little knife, what'd I do with it? I got it. Ice cream off the hog. Gotta have 6?
Yes. $54.
Go ahead and I'm finna give you a Where you can get that.
Oh, shoulder?
Yeah, I'll get you. Yeah, we'll get you in there where you can get it done.
All right. What do you want?
I got it. Bring me a little bit more handful of that. Bring me a little bit more of that. That's good, Dale. You can bring me some anyway because I'm about to move on. There
So
you go.
you wanted?
Yep.
Right there?
Yep. All right, what we got next?
Hams or loins?
Ham right here. I don't want to use that. We'll use them last. That's up there that with that skin mixed meat, that tender piece of meat.
Yeah.
In my opinion, one of the best portions off the shoulder. You ever heard that before, have you?
Oh yeah. Just I've seen it on TV once or twice.
Did you? All right, ham's coming next. Go ahead and get that.
I got it.
Reach right in there. Pop that out. Some of that. Bring me this one too. Got it? All right. Thank you. Ham here.
Ham here.
All right. Got something to wipe with?
Yeah. Bill, grab a couple paper towels and let them, please. $57.
Good. Look right over there. Right down in here. Give it that part right down in there. There you go. You use big pieces like this, especially when you're out here and open doing this, so it don't lose the damn heat. And it don't dry out. If you start to get delicate and fine with it, before we get through doing what we're doing right here, it's gonna be dried out.
With the now it's 59. Let me get this corner while you're doing that.
All right. Let's take this one first.
Got it?
First, yep. God damn it. I ain't got nothing on it. That's just out and come out the heart.
Oh my God. It's like butter. All right, I'm out. All right. Paper towel. Okay, that's all you need out of it.
For right now, just hold on. Oh, shit. See where we clean back the ribs and we let it brown up on top.
Yeah.
Gives a little bark.
Yep.
Still, it doesn't dry out too long. See there?
Mm-hmm.
Makes it look like a little honey part on a peach. All right, hold what you got. So it's just pretty right there. I don't give a shit. You take that out of the way.
Hold on.
Whatever.
Dale, you gonna take it?
Damn right I'm gonna take it.
I don't know why.
Somebody down there knew the answer to that.
I knew he was gonna take it. Pretty deal.
That's cool.
Isn't that neat?
That's cool with the bark tips and pieces of just.
Can you see?
I don't think we can.
302.
Go ahead and seal them down there.
No, I want to make sure you can see what they're doing. Top? Where's the top? Right here in my hand.
You got it. All right. Stab it down and walk steady.
I had 2 samples. The first sample that I had very good taste, very good tenderness. I went down the line trying all of the samples that I got, and I was very pleased. Sample number 2 was a little less tastier, little tougher. Still had a good flavor and texture, but I'm not comparing, but it wasn't as good as my first sample. Thank you.
Yeah, I have 2 samples of Whole Hog here. The first hog was slightly overdone. The sauce that they put on it overpowered the meat on the first couple samples of the hog. The last 2 samples had a very good flavor. The second hog was not much flavor to it, and the sauce they put on it really did not complement the meat, and it was way overdone in some areas.
We sampled 2 whole hogs. We received shoulder, rib meat, loin, ham, and bacon portions from each one. As my other judges said, sample 1 was rather well done. I thought that the bacon, ham, and loin were a little bit more mushy, but the rib meat and shoulder meat were prepared quite well. And sample 2 was less flavorful than sample 1, but was cooked rather well. Thank you.
Again, with the whole hog, my first one was a little overcooked as well. It was mushy, didn't have a lot of good texture. I agree with what the other judges said about the sample, the flavor not being as pronounced as it could have been. The second one was similar in texture, a little overcooked to my taste, and again, the flavor wasn't as permeated as it could have been.
Yeah, I think it's all been said. Both of them I thought were cooked a little bit excessively. Not a great deal of flavor, I didn't think, in either one. The rib meat was probably the best out of all the samples that we got.
Got 2 samples. Can't say anything else. Everybody else said it for me. I kind of liked the first one. Didn't like the bacon. It was a little stringy, little chewy for the most part. The second one had flavor, better than the first one, but we'll go with this.